Good morning. I am so excited to have you here and keeping it local. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going great. It's a beautiful day out. You can't ask for better.
I know this weather's been perfect. I know it's going to change, but we got to enjoy this pretty weather while we
Yes,
can.
absolutely. Especially the pool right now. It's like perfect.
Yes, a great way to spend the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to talk to you about your business in Kangen alkalized water filters. Did I get that right?
Kangen alkalized water machines is how I
Machines.
prefer it because
Oh,
it's so much more than just a filter.
okay. Yes, we'll have to dive into that because
Yeah.
these machines are incredible. And I've been using these machines in my home for the last 10 years. And I was so excited to meet you and start to really learn more about what they can do. And now I'm using them more properly and to their fullest extent. So,
100%.
yeah. So let's back up though. Jen, tell us a little bit about your career journey.
Yeah. So I've actually been a hygienist now. I'm on my 17th year, which seems crazy to
Yeah.
think. So hygienist for 17 years, a mama of five, to include a set of triplets. So I'm very busy.
How did I forget you had triplets? Holy cow. I knew you had a gaggle of kids.
Yes.
Moms of multiples are special. This
Yes.
makes so much sense now.
Girl, yes, it's a thing, but they have been such a blessing to me.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what got me started truly on my entrepreneurial journey. I knew that I was called for more than just a 9 to 5 and that my kids deserved me at home. And that's where I'm happy. That's where I thrive. And I'm never going to get these years back. So I do still do dental hygiene part time, but now I own this amazing business as well. And just knowing that I still get to help people because truly that is my passion. Like that's why I became a hygienist. Like I want to help people. I want to educate people. I want to see them be healthy and thrive and live a long life. And so that's exactly what I get to do with this health and wellness tool as well.
Yeah, I think that people forget how important oral health is.
Yeah.
I think because it's ingrained in us so little and our parents badgered us to brush and floss our teeth, but there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Because health starts there. Anything going into our body has to go through the mouth. And
Absolutely.
that microbiome, the bacteria of the mouth, for good or for bad, right? It's very important. So
absolutely. And something on that note as well is there are 57 systemic diseases directly related to the bacteria in your mouth.
Wow.
So every time you're swallowing, that bacteria, good or bad, is going throughout your entire body.
Right.
And people don't understand that connection. They think, oh, it's just a teeth cleaning or, oh, it's just a cavity. But they don't realize that that bacteria is affecting everything.
And dentistry is not just aesthetics. I feel like it's kind of fallen into that realm. It's like there's a gray area. Yes, it's important to care about how you look in your body.
Yeah.
But more importantly is that health perspective.
Absolutely. And so I think that's such a part of what I love is teaching people because I feel like there's still a lot of offices that you walk into. They're not taking blood pressure. They're not talking about sleep disordered breathing. They're not talking about the oral systemic link. And for me, you're not serving your patients if you're not talking about those things. And so I'm just so passionate. I've spent the last 10 years probably of my career diving into sleep disordered breathing with adults and kiddos. And so it's one of my favorite things to talk about. I could talk about it all day long. I absolutely love it. But again, that falls into that like education realm and helping people. And it's just so important because at first I thought, are people just ignorant or do they just not care? But they don't know. And if we as professionals aren't teaching them and educating them, how can they know to do better for their kids and their families for future generations? So that's my ultimate purpose in life. And my ultimate goal is just to help people so that we can just make the world healthier.
I love that. And I also, as a physical therapist, I had to learn how to be a teacher.
Yeah.
People don't realize that so much of what we do is teaching people how to move their body, how to change things.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it's my favorite part. And one of the main reasons I became an entrepreneur is because insurance will not pay me to educate my clients. I have to lump it into some other category to charge or bill for it. So I am really grateful to be in my own private practice where I get to spend as much time as I want educating people and not having to worry about that insurance piece.
And insurance, even in the dental field, you're so right. Like they dictate so often what my patients will accept, what they'll do. People who have periodontal disease and bone loss and all of this tartar buildup, they can't afford to get this treatment because their insurance is dictating what they'll cover. And it's like, oh my gosh, we've got it so backwards in this country.
Well, my big motivating factor for all three of the businesses I have is I want to change healthcare, and I want to change the way we consume it, change the way we interact with it. I want to educate people on how to do that and offer affordable alternatives.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And honestly, like, amazing kudos to you.
Oh,
You are going to make such an impact because, again, people just as a quick story, I had this man yesterday in my chair. His blood pressure was 210 over 150. And I said, oh my goodness, like, have you been to the doctor recently? And he said, no, I haven't been in about 10 years because I can't afford it. I don't have insurance. And it just broke my heart. Like, you could tell he wanted to go. You could see physically all the things wrong with him. And it just broke my heart because I just wanted to say, oh my gosh, I wish I was a doctor and could take care of you, you know? And so, and he's just walking around as a stroke hazard all day, every day, has a family, but can't afford healthcare. Such a shame.
I don't know if it would be the right alternative for him, but in the first episode of Keeping It Local, I spoke about impact health sharing being an affordable alternative to health insurance. It decreased my personal premium from $650 a month to $260 a month and improved my coverage. So if that calls to him, and to our audience, again, I'm just going to give a little throwback to that first episode where we went in deep dive about impact health sharing and how that's changed my life and helped me become an entrepreneur, because that can be a limiting factor.
100%, 100%. I would love to get, if maybe you could drop it in the chat below so that I can also give that to other people, because I don't think people understand that there is another alternative. They just think, oh, my work doesn't offer it, so I can't have it. And so this could be great for so many people watching this to know that there is another way. There is hope.
There is hope, and I'm passionate about trying to share this. Personally, I'm trying to be passionate about sharing it while not also being like too sales pitchy. Because, I never want to pressure someone, but so when someone's interested, I love talking about it. But we are here to talk about your business. Now, I didn't say it properly. Why don't you remind us? What is your business?
So it's Kangen water, and it's alkalized, different from alkaline, alkalized water machines.
That's right. And so I saw your presentation. So you do monthly presentations here at Thrive Holistic Co-working Community, educating people on these machines. And what I thought was so interesting during your presentation was talking about the difference between alkaline water, which is very popular right now in the health and wellness world. People are spending lots of money on this alkaline water that you taught me is just water and baking soda. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So, and that's why I love doing these water demonstrations so that people can see, because not only do I use pH drops, but I use an ORP meter, which actually tells you if something is more acidic or more alkalized. And so these water bottles, like if you look at the back of them, so it says like alkaline 9.0, but when you look at the back, it has the water, but then it also has additives. So sodium bicarbonate, for instance, that's just baking soda, so they're still manufacturing this. So true alkalized water, which is what my machines offer, it's literally just pure water. So what I love about these machines is it filters a lot of the stuff out of our tap water, which is a whole nother topic. But then it goes through a process of electrolysis over 8 medical grade titanium plates. I definitely love to say medical grade because people can actually use their FSA or HSA accounts for these, because it is medical grade. I take this water through TSA at the airport all the time because it's medical grade. It's amazing. But they go through these medical grade plates, and then all it does is it positively causes that hydrogen ion to have a positive electrical charge. And that electrical charge of the hydrogen is what makes it alkalized. So there's no sodium bicarbonate, none of these other chemicals or additives. It's truly just the water going through the process of electrolysis and causing alkalization in our bodies and reducing inflammation, which, as we're talking, inflammation is 90%. 90% of the root cause of all disease is inflammation. And if we can reduce the inflammation just by the water we drink, that's huge.
Yes, it's huge. Everyone has to drink water.
Absolutely.
And like you said, we could do a whole nother episode on what's in our water that is coming out of our taps for us to drink. So we are filtering out some of that garbage.
Yes.
And getting pure water, but then you said extra, it attaches a hydrogen atom to the molecules to make it more alkalized. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, so it's just a positive electrical charge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you ever hear of someone say it's living water,
Mm-hmm.
that's what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's living for 48 hours, which is what I love to tell people, because if you were to take this water and say you had a water bottle and then you drink it like a week later, it's still great. It's like more like a distilled water at that point, because it's no longer living.
Yeah.
But when that hydrogen molecule is electrically charged, it's living for 48 hours. So you have 48 hours to drink it to get those positive benefits of it. So people who want to do water share memberships, which I would love to talk more about later, I always encourage them to come like every 2 to 3 days, because the water that they have is good for, good as in positively charged, living for 48 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And so let's go back to this inflammation thing, right? So because it's alkalized, and is our body needing to be more alkalized? Is that part of the reason for the benefit of this water?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's basically alkalinity or acidity. So, we don't want an acidic environment in our bodies, right? I feel like a lot of people kind of grasp that. But the more acidic our body is, cancer, tumors, disease, that's when it can attack.
So acidic, an acidic state is correlated with an inflammatory state.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's what we're trying to reverse. We're trying to prevent, we're trying to eliminate the inflammation, because then all of those diseases cannot live, thrive, and grow in an alkalized environment.
Right. So
it's scientifically proven.
Right. So and that's important, because I want to make sure it's something I've been very strategic about, is making sure that there is good scientific evidence about the products that I'm going to discuss. And that I've read through some of the information you shared with me.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about the science and how we can know that this is for real and tested and all that stuff?
Yeah. So the specific product is actually from Japan. And so Japan is known to be the healthiest country in the world. One thing I love about this is that they are using these machines in their hospitals in Japan.
Yeah.
Right there, I'm just like, wow, mind blown that these machines are being used in hospital settings
to treat conditions.
That's huge. But there are so many thousands upon thousands of medical research studies, which I love as well. I don't want to vet for something and try to educate people on something that's not scientifically proven. And so we have thousands upon thousands of scientific research studies among testimonials. And one thing that I always recommend, especially for anybody that might be watching today, so if you go on PubMed, for instance, I always recommend always putting alkalized with the Z, not the N. That's huge for alkalized water. Molecular hydrogen water. That's another one. But there's a lot of different, like Gary Brecka, for instance, he has his molecular hydrogen water bottles, which are totally different from this. Again, this is a medical grade device used in hospitals with 7 different pHs, which we can also get into. But what I love about these scientific research studies is if you just Google or go ERW, electrolyzed, reduced water, you're going to get the most scientific research articles.
Excellent.
So when we're talking sciencey, we can call it a lot of different things, but the ERW is really where you're going to get that really rich information.
I love that you aren't just regurgitating science. You're telling people where they can go find it to look at it themselves, because that's what I always have to do when I'm vetting a product.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And so as I said, this company has been around for 52 years. And so we have, medical research studies for that long. And so it is proven. And so I always think of somebody such as Gary Brecka, who is so huge in our health and wellness space, is so adamant about this, that everyone needs to be drinking this. It is so important. I really think people need to start taking a deeper dive into this and realizing, again, that this isn't just a water filter. This isn't just something that makes the water taste better, although it is such a difference in taste. But it really is the science behind it, and just knowing that this could help if you have a loved one going through cancer, if you have just anyone just wanting to be healthier, you want to call off less sick from work, you want your kids to quit being sick so much. There's so many benefits to this water.
Right. Well, and you mentioned testimonials. Are you comfortable with me asking you to share your testimony?
Absolutely. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So when I first started drinking the water, actually, I had literally just gotten my machine and I found out I had a brain tumor. And so having 5 young children, I thought, what am I going to do? I don't want to go through chemo or radiation or pills. And so I thought, you know what? I've heard all these testimonials on how this can help cancer patients. I mean, they use this in cancer treatment centers across the world. And so I thought, if this can help cancer and tumors and 120 different diseases have been tested with this, surely this is going to help me. So I tried it, went back in for another scan several months later, and my brain tumor was dissolved.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I get chills every time you say that.
Yeah. It's like, that's what everyone says. Like, how can water do that? The science is there.
And water gets through the blood-brain barrier, which for my science nerd friends who are listening, they know what that is. But for those who maybe don't know, our bodies have a built-in barrier to protect our brains from external things getting to it. And that is a very important mechanism for our bodies to be safe. But there are some brain conditions where it makes it harder to treat.
Absolutely. So that is so perfect that you brought that up. Actually, thank you. This is the only water that can cross the blood-brain barrier.
Wait, tell me about that. What do you mean? Like regular tap water will
not? Tap water will not cross the blood-brain barrier. Bottled water will not cross the blood-brain barrier. No other water, reverse osmosis, none of that will, but Kangen water will. And with the blood-brain barrier, which is why it is amazing for a lot of neurological disorders, even ADHD, it's been tested against all of those different things because it can cross the blood-brain barrier. It's actually really beneficial for pregnant women as well.
Ooh, talk about that.
So a lot of people who are pregnant or having trouble getting pregnant, I wish I would have known this when I was going through my infertility struggles, but a lot of people who are having trouble getting pregnant are magically getting pregnant after just a couple months of drinking this water.
Wow.
Because again, it's reducing, whatever is causing that. A lot of times PCOS or whatever that might be, it's helping to reduce that inflammation so that you can get pregnant. But when you are pregnant, remind me, I'm having a moment. What is it called when it crosses the placenta?
Oh, the placental barrier?
Whatever that is, it crosses that when you're pregnant as well.
Okay.
So if you're pregnant and you're drinking this, it actually helps with nausea, vomiting, all of those symptoms as well.
Wow.
And you're already getting your baby used to that and having the health benefits go to your baby as well.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. And like you said, there's over 200 conditions. We don't want to just sit here and list them, but there's so many inflammatory conditions that are affected by this water and affected in a positive manner.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And when you're pregnant, being hydrated is so important too.
Oh, yes, exactly. And with this, you don't really have to drink as much water as what they normally say. So this water is also not the only one that crosses the blood-brain barrier and the placental barrier, but it actually penetrates your cells at that cellular level. So other water, it will not penetrate those cells. And again, that's the beauty of this, is by penetrating those cells, that's how it helps reduce the inflammation and create the alkalization in our bodies. Awesome. So it's just beautiful, just the way that it all works together to be healthier.
Yes. And listen, so I wasn't planning on talking about myofascial release today. That's for another episode, but all of these keywords you were saying, what a beautiful pairing of our two specialties, because myofascial release can put your body back into an anti-inflammatory state. But I want to make sure I say this correctly though. So what the research shows, scientific evidence, doing biopsies of the tissues of our body, shows that with proper myofascial release treatments, we can increase our anti-inflammatory markers.
Yes.
I didn't know that existed. I thought we only had inflammatory markers.
Right.
There are anti-inflammatory markers. You mentioned some conditions that drinking this water can help, like PCOS, endometriosis, infertility, and those are also conditions that there are lots of case studies about how myofascial release can help people going through those problems. Now, I also want to make sure to say that the research is coming. One of my I'm going to die on the hill of getting information about fascia and the A&P, anatomy and physiology curriculum, because we need more research.
Yes.
This is a relatively new field, and I'm just so passionate about being a part of it because we are
Yeah.
learning so much. And when we can pair this water with the services I offer, I just am so hopeful that people will find true relief.
Yes. And as someone who's gone through IUI, several, went through IVF, it is so hard on your body, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, all the shots, all the checkups, all the things, never knowing.
Right.
It was so much. I remember when I went through it, they said that going through IVF is just as hard on your body as chemotherapy.
Yeah, I believe it.
So if we can pair this, if we can
Mm-hmm.
talk to people about this, if we can educate people and they don't have to go through what I went through,
Right.
hallelujah.
Right.
That's amazing. And
Yes.
ultimately at the end of the day, like that's what I'm here for. If I can just help even one person, whether it be through fertility, whether it be through getting off all these medications, whether it be through helping someone on a cancer journey, that's truly why I'm here doing this.
Heck, let's do cheers to that, because that's what
Yes,
it's all about.
you got it.
Well, okay. Now, in my mind, and I hate to be Debbie Downer, but I
Yeah.
feel like that's my, maybe not my role, but also I want to be making sure to circle back around and make sure we're covering all of our bases.
Yes.
Do you get checked frequently to see if the tumor is still gone?
Yes. So I go every 6 months.
Okay.
So I'm actually due this month to go back again.
Okay.
And I'm very excited for that.
Was your doctor shocked?
Yeah.
What
What did you do? Did you take a pill? What happened? And when I told him about this, his exact words were, wow, this could be the fountain of youth.
Wow. It
Yeah.
could be the fountain of youth,
It could be the
right?
fountain of youth. It
Yeah.
really, I mean, why are people in Japan living so much longer than we are in America?
Right.
There's a reason.
Well, and a whole nother conversation could be about the pharmaceutical industry and how they make money off of us being sick, and how all these cancer treatments make them so much money when there are alternatives, but the alternatives usually don't have the marketing budget that the pharmaceutical industry has.
You got it. Absolutely. And most people just they're not as big as preventive, right? So most people are just reactive. Oh, now I have something wrong with me. Now I need to take care of it. Give me a pill. It's cheaper than, finding the root cause. And a lot of doctors, like you said, that's what pharmaceutical companies, they are publishing these textbooks for these doctors.
Oh, they're doing so much to influence physicians.
Yes. And so that's what they do, is they just push pills. And that's not what I want. I don't want that for my family. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for my children. And so, just giving people hope that there's another alternative, that's 100% what this is all about. And so, I don't want people to think like, oh, I just have to do chemo, or I just have to do radiation, or I just have to take a pill. Like, let's talk about this, because in the grand scheme of things, what you're going to be paying over the lifetime for those medications, for the chemotherapy, for the radiation, this investment in your health is a drop in the bucket compared to what you'd be paying for those services.
Exactly.
That may or may not work.
I feel like we are boots on the ground trying to do disease prevention, having this conversation right now.
Absolutely.
And it takes the small people, the little people, to do it, because like I said, the big people, the people with all the money, they make their money in other ways, and they have a bigger budget. So this is really, truly, I feel like, grassroots, trying to help the people, help the public learn how to take care of their body. And I just want to say, though, I've had several friends, gosh, it feels like every day more and more friends I learn about are going through a cancer journey. And I talk to them about this water, and I encourage them to try it. But I tell them, listen, I want to make sure I am not swaying you to not do medical treatment. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to educate you on what this is. And then you decide what's the best choice for you, because I am not a physician, and I'm not a cancer specialist.
Yes.
But we all know someone who's had to go through that journey and how hard it is.
Absolutely. And even if someone is going through those things, they could be using this in conjunction and maybe even feeling better.
Yes.
Because if it's reducing the inflammation, your joints are going to feel better. Your body's just going to feel better.
It's going to heal faster.
Absolutely. So if you're living in an alkalized environment, if you don't have that inflammation, you're just naturally going to feel better. A lot of people even just say walking up the stairs, oh, it hurts, I'm just getting old. It's like, no, it's because you're inflamed.
Yes.
So let's reduce that inflammation in whatever way we can.
Exactly. And listen, I like to tell people that pain is your body's way of telling you that something's wrong. I feel like people have been taught that as you get older, you're going to have pain, and then they ignore it. Or another phenomenon I've noticed in over 20 years of dealing with people who are experiencing pain is a lot of people are so afraid of what the pain source is that they will not seek out any treatment. And
Absolutely.
I understand. And listen, when my back goes out, I just go down the spiral of, oh, am I ever going to walk again? Am I ever going to be able to work? No, I understand how much fear can be triggered by pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I encourage people to just call me. Call me.
Yeah.
Let's talk this out. Even if I don't think I can help you, I want to make sure you can find the right modality to help you.
Absolutely. And that's what it is all about. And that's why it's so beautiful having a network of like-minded individuals, because if I can't help you, maybe you can, or maybe you can, or I can refer you to somebody who can. But when you know that you have people like us in your back pocket, in your network that you know, love, and trust, and that you can refer people to them, that's so huge. And so I love being able to do that.
Yes. And you and I are both in Business Networking International, and that's how we do some networking. But here at Thrive Holistic Co-working Community, I'm really trying to capture the holistic wellness practitioners, because generally speaking, we tend to be very passionate people that maybe have a hard time getting organized and structured. But my friends in this realm who've been in the holistic realm for a while, they are my go-to, because they know the people in the area who do the things that can help us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's so important, because I always think at the end of the day, like, what kind of care would I want my parents to have, or my children, or my husband? And so I don't want them to just go see a doctor that's going to push a pill on them. I want them to go see somebody that generally cares and wants to get down to the root cause, so that we can make this better long term, and not just for, a quick fix, but they're still inflamed and still have all these other issues going on.
Right. And I don't want to demonize doctors either. Our physicians are an important part of this team. But when I was looking through some of the history of medical school, I was shocked when I learned, I can't remember, I think it was in the 40s or 50s, when they removed nutrition from the education of physicians and replaced it with pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we can get into the whole like Rockefeller and how he needed to make money and using the extra petroleum to make money in the pharmaceutical industry, and how he influenced the curriculum of medical school. So that's again a whole nother episode where we could talk about that. I like to just drop a little hint in there so people can start to understand the references, right?
Yeah.
You go to your doctor to get a diagnosis, a pill, or a referral, and sometimes that's what we need. Yep. But I really encourage people to try non-invasive techniques first. And your doctor is worth their weight in gold if they are referring you to other professionals.
Absolutely. And functional medicine is so important these days. And I love when people ask me for a functional medicine referral or a holistic practitioner. People get it. They understand. It's not just about the pills and the treatments and those things. And so I just love what you're doing here in this space, and just getting to connect with other, like I said, like-minded individuals who feel the same way and are just so passionate about helping people. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about making money. It's not just about, your reputation, whatever it might be. It's like, it's truly about helping people. Like, that's what we're called to do, is be in community with people and just to help each other.
Yeah. I am trying to build a community, because I've been working in places where that was absent, or people in the building I was renting from maybe looked at each other as competition, and that is not my MO. No, we are all trying to help. There's enough business for everybody.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So you mentioned functional medicine physicians, or is that what you said?
Yeah.
So when patients ask me about this, I like to say the way I put it in layman's terms, just in case anyone listening has not heard that terminology before. And what I say is, a functional physician is a doctor, but the difference between practicing medicine and practicing functional medicine, maybe not the only difference, but the biggest difference from a patient perspective, is that functional practitioner is listening to your symptoms.
Yes.
Because in medicine, your doctor often is to say, oh, your labs look normal. But what if you're having symptoms of hypo or hyperthyroidism? Well, a traditional physician's not likely going to look into treating that if your labs look normal. A functional practitioner, though, is going to say, well, so maybe you fall into the normal category, but you have the symptoms of this. Let's see what we can do to support the thyroid. So the biggest piece to me, and what I try to do what's so important to me when I start a client, is you have to sit there and listen to what brought them here and how it started.
Yeah.
And I think that the functional practitioners are doing that. And yes, a lot of us do not take insurance, and there's so many reasons for that. The insurance company doesn't want to do prevention.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance company is going to be sticklers about, oh, did they fall into the right category to qualify for this treatment?
Yeah.
Well, us functional practitioners are all about getting to the root cause and figuring out how we can help you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
You're so right.
Yeah.
You're so right. Absolutely.
Good. I'm kind of bouncing some of these ideas off you because I know you're in this realm too, and that's how I'm trying to describe it, although I may not be giving the exact definition of what a functional practitioner is. But that's kind of the experience difference that I think happens.
Absolutely. And even just kind of on that, not specifically towards the functional medicine, but I will say, even going back to my brain tumor story, my doctor did all the blood work. Everything came back fine. No problems. I was having significant, I remember calling that day and saying, I'm pretty sure I have dementia. Can you help me? And they thought, girl, you're not even quite 40 yet. You don't have dementia. But I knew something was off. My brain fog was so bad. I would look at something. I couldn't think of what that would be like. It took me a while to, I knew something was wrong. And so they were like, okay, well, maybe you're just in premenopause. And so all that came back. They were just like, everything's fine. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. And I had to advocate for myself.
Yes. Advocation.
To go, to get my MRI. And that's how we found it. Wow. And had I just said, oh, my blood work came back fine. Everything's fine. I'm just crazy. Essentially, that's how I felt. That never would have been found. Yeah. And who knows where I'd be today. And now that I drink this water, my clarity and my focus and my concentration is better than it's ever been. And so I'm so thankful for that.
Yes, it's incredible. So if people are listening and they want to try our water, can we talk a little bit? Now, for the audience purposes, we're still working out the details, but we are about to initiate a water share right here out of my office, Thrive Holistic Co-working Community. Yes, because you're the expert, why don't you explain what a water share is? Yeah,
so a water share membership is so important, especially if someone says, I'm really interested, I want to start getting the benefits. Maybe they don't want to make the investment up front in a machine for themselves for their home, or maybe whatever that might look like. This is a beautiful opportunity for them to come every 2 to 3 days and try this water and be able to see the benefits and really to start to feel the difference, taste the difference. And then it just really helps people on a different level to be able to just experience this, basically, if they're not quite ready to make the jump, or if they're like, well, is it worth it? Or let me do more information, but I want to try it while I'm researching, or whatever that might be. Right. And so people that are really just interested in knowing more about it, this is a perfect place. It's so, you've done this so reasonably affordable for people that they can absolutely come and start to get these great benefits from it. It's such a low price, and see the difference that they'll feel pretty much immediately.
Yeah. And so anyone listening, we're going to put in the show notes, we're going to put my email address. If people want to email me about getting their water share started here out of Thrive Holistic Co-working Community, I am so excited for this initiative. I really am. And I was telling Jenn before we started talking that, I've been using this machine for a long time, but hearing you talk about it and hearing your passion for it has empowered me to use the right language to describe what this product is.
Yes. And if I may, just to kind of go back as we're talking about this, for anyone who's listening who may be wondering about drinking it, I always like to say, so there's 7 different pHs. And so what I love about this water is that it's not just for drinking. Right. And so I really just wanted to throw this out there really quick as a side note, is that it's actually for full non-toxic living for your home. You can use it for disinfecting. You can use it to clean your stovetop, your bathrooms. It works on mold. You can use it for laundry detergent, several different things, which is also beautiful about this. Yes. So it's not just for drinking. But going back to the drinking, just in case if anyone was curious, there are 3 different drinking water types. So there's an 8.5, a 9.0, and a 9.5. So I always like for people to know to start at an 8.5 and work their way up. It's in the contract and everything if anyone decided to do this, but it's really important because it detoxes your body. And if you start too high, it can almost over detox you.
Yeah.
So we want to always start out at an 8.5 for at least a week, if not 2. Sometimes I'll just say 2 to be safe. Then after those 2 weeks, we can work up to a 9.0 and then ultimately the 9.5. So I drink the 9.5 all day, every day, but I've been drinking it now for a year. So I just always like people to know that so that they don't get those, overload of detox symptoms. And so anybody who's listening or watching, that they know that is common. I remember having that my first probably week of drinking it, is I experienced a lot of those detox symptoms because your body's not used to what this offers. And so it's a whole experience. So I just always like people to know that we want to work our way up to that higher level.
Very important. And there are other levels too for other things. Like there's a pH of 7, which makes a very clean water. And I think I mentioned in the demo, that's what I use when I clean my fish tank. And I don't have to let it sit out for 8 hours or whatever. I can just do the task and it's done. I think my dad uses that for his CPAP machine when he comes to visit.
Yes.
And then I also use the acidic water very frequently for cleaning.
Yes.
Yes. I love how it like descales things. I use it in my coffee pot for that. And I've used it for like personal hygiene as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also a 6.0 pH, which another product that we have is actually a shower unit. This is a whole nother topic, but if we are bathing ourselves or our children for 10 minutes in the bath, your body, because it's the largest organ.
Your skin is the largest organ.
I'm sorry, what did I say?
You said your body.
Oh, thank you for that.
I teach anatomy. Okay, here we are. Skin is the largest organ.
Yes, ma'am. So even if you're in the bath for 10 minutes, your skin will absorb 8 glasses of chlorine.
Wow.
You might as well just go take a bath in your pool water.
Right.
So I just bring this up because a lot of people are like, well, I want to use this in my shower. And so we do have shower units available as well. And so the water, it has 2 cartridges. The first cartridge filters out all the chlorine, the chlorides, all the bad things from the water. And then it gives that perfect 6.0 pH for hair, skin, and nails. So it will actually help your hair grow better, faster, stronger. If you have like psoriasis of your scalp or anything like that, it helps those types of conditions. I literally I don't even use lotion. My skin is just always so soft, which I love. And so anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there as well, that the 6.0 is not just for hair, skin, and nails, but you can also use this as a glass cleaner and all different kinds of things. But that's what I love about this, is that there's actually over 100 uses for this machine. So it's not just for drinking, but if you want to actually get rid of your bleach, get rid of all your toxic chemicals in your home, this will do it. Washing your fruits and veggies, all of those things without the 20 chemicals that you're throwing at it.
Yes. Now, I've been soaking my fruits and vegetables. Remind me what level I'm supposed to soak them in to clean them.
11.5.
11.5. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah. So what I like to do is the top hose. So there's 2 hoses to the machine. So the top hose is the alkaline and then the bottom hose is the acidic. And so when you get the 11.5 from the top, you'll get the 2.5 from the bottom. So I always like to put a cup up top and a cup down below, so you're not wasting any of the water. And so then here's your 2.5 down here, and then here's your 11.5 up here, and then you can use them for all the different things that you need it for.
Excellent. That's good information, because I don't think I was using the right level to soak my fruits and veggies. So this is good information for me. And I'm so excited to get my shower unit, because the perimenopause, I call Perry's taking some of my hair and it is killing me. I didn't have much to begin with. So I'm so excited to try this for that. And hopefully we'll come back around next year and have another testimonial. Absolutely. This time a little less serious, the testimonial of the hair.
Yes. So one of my business partners, she posted in our chat the other day, she goes, guys, is this real? And she had like a before and after of like her scalp, and even just using it for, I want to say it was like 3 months. I mean, oh my gosh, her hair was growing back. It was so beautiful. And she was like, is this real life?
Now, have you seen that with men as well? Do men get more hair growth by using this? Do you have any experience
Absolutely.
with that?
Yeah. So I've seen several testimonials on it. No one specifically for me that I have, but within my community, we have testimonials of everything. And so there have been several men and women who have, and who say that it almost grows in like thicker as well. Ooh. So I have hypothyroidism. And so I lost a lot of my hair, back in the day. And so I can definitely tell, like, people even tell me now it's so like thick and luscious, like when I get my hair done and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, it's my Anespa.
Well, I have to give a shameless shout out, to my girl, Jenn Brown. She just did my head yesterday. I have avoided chemicals on my hair for a long time, but because it's getting so thin, I decided to go back to some different colors to try to make it look thicker, and she did an incredible job.
It does look great.
Thank you. She did such a good job. So I am so happy with this, but I can't wait to go back and tell her about this so she can tell her clients, because she said I'm not the only one.
Yes. So many people deal with this, again, because of all the inflammation and just all the different things that could be going on with you. It just happens.
Yes.
And so if there's a way without using, Rogaine, and again, all these chemicals on your hair and things like that, and it's just the water that you're showering in that helps that, again, being more preventive.
In my mind, I'm doing the calculations of, okay, how much would I spend to dye my hair? And then how long would it take to save up the money to get the piece? So then I would actually get to the root of the problem. Right?
Exactly.
Isn't that what it's about?
Exactly.
Let's
getting to the root
of the problem.
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what it's all about.
Yes. Well, listen, I am so excited for this water show that we're starting.
Yes.
Also, for anyone listening, Jenn is going to be doing monthly demonstrations here at Thrive Holistic Co-working Community, so we can share water with you guys and share the science, share the benefits, sample the water, and then you talk a little bit also about your supplements that I've also been taking for a long time to help with my inflammation, and that's the turmeric supplements.
Yes, ma'am.
Which I have been selling in my practice since the beginning too, because I'm a believer in those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So imagine pairing the turmeric, which is for anti-inflammation, and then pairing it with the water. That's kind of why they do it. And what I love about the turmeric is that they're each individually encapsulated. So every time you open up a bottle of a supplement, some of the oxygen is released, and so it just doesn't have the same efficacy. Whereas this is in each its own tiny little package, and it's actually, so for people who are vegan, specifically, a lot of our supplements have like pig intestines and things as like the capsule. So the capsule of these turmeric supplements is the water, which is really beautiful.
And I think I learned, because the capsule is such a high grade, that's another reason for the blister capsules, the blister packaging, because they need to keep them individualized so that they
because if you think of it like the pig intestine and things, that when they use them in other supplements, that's what kind of helps them to last longer, because again, they're putting all this stuff in it to make the shelf life longer. Whereas this, once you take it out of the blister pack, the shelf life, I mean, it's pretty immediate. Like by the end of the day, you'll notice a difference in it if it sits out for too long. So that's kind of the other point as well. Yeah.
So I will admit, as a sales lady, I don't know that I had the right wording to make a lot of sales of the turmeric. I'm a believer in the product, but you've just given me all the information I need, because it is an investment. But I truly believe that health is the new wealth. Right? If you're going to spend your money on anything, try to spend it on a way to make you healthier. You will feel better. You will live better. And unfortunately, because of the system, we have to invest our money in our bodies, because insurance isn't there to make us healthier. Insurance is there for when we're sick and broken. And if we want to be healthier, we have to take control. We have to advocate for ourselves. We have to learn, and we have to decide where we want to go with what we've learned.
Absolutely. Amen, sister.
That's right. So, all right. Well, so anyone listening, there will be information in the show notes about water demonstrations, about the water share, and how you can reach us if you have any questions about the Thrive Holistic Co-working Community. So Jenn Brown, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
Thank you for everyone watching.